Hi folks, Marty here. I've been sent a photograph and I'm looking at how I can compose that to get a wee painting out of it. Okay, so what I need to do first is get in my horizon line, and I'm thinking of maybe somewhere about there. So just a wee quick line. And then maybe just sketching the headline there very quickly. And maybe bring it round here a bit. And then I'm going to have this grass bank going across here, just to give me an idea of where I'm going. That'll do that. And now I'm going to get my big hake brush and start getting the colours together for the sky. So that's going to be for the warm part of the sky. For the blue part, I get into the cobalt blue. And then I'm going to do this wet into wet. So give the sky just a quick wet with a brush. You don't want it wringing wet or else you'll not be able to control it. So make sure you give it a good brushing down. Okay. I always check with the light that's shining on the paper, just to give me an indication of how wet it is. Okay, that'll do it. Okay. So back to the lighter colour. So I want this to be kind of warmish towards the horizon. So I'm just dropping that in like that. Maybe reflect it in the water part. Okay. And now I'm going to go into my blue colour. I'm just going to drop that down here. Maybe reflect that in the water. I'm going to go in with my brush and just pull out little bits and pieces with a dry brush. Okay, I think that will do for there. And I give that a quick dry off. We add a wee bit more blue in that sky there, I think. And I give that a quick dry off. So what I'm going to do now is grab one of my flat brushes. Okay, it's this kind of idea here, but you could use any brush really to do this, but if you happen to have one of these, it just makes things a wee bit quicker. I'm grabbing some of that ultramarine and putting a little bit of burnt sienna into it. Maybe a wee bit of cobalt there. Okay, you don't want this to be too strong. So it's for that distant hill there. And then you want to break that up a bit by throwing some more colour into that. Okay, so I'm going to get a tissue. I'm just going to soften that edge here because I want to bring up a darker bit of the headland over the top of that. So I will dry that off. I want slightly stronger pigment this time, so I'm just going to move it over here. I want to dry that off because I want to work on the water part. I'm going to mix up some colour that we're going to use for the water. So we'll go into our cobalt blue and maybe a wee touch of a turquoise there. Okay, and then just a big sweep across. Don't be afraid to miss a few bits here and there. Okay, just keep that simple and I'll just dry that off. Okay, for the grassy bank, I'm just going to just mix up some more of that burnt sienna. I just want to give this the impression that there's maybe just a lot of rough bits of grass. A few dark bits here and there. I'm just going into my Okay, so I just want to get more bits of darker stuff in that foreground there. Let's get the brush and just do some wee. What I want to do is just maybe scrape out a few wee bits here and there. We'll go into the turquoisey colour, maybe into the lavender. Water that down a bit. A couple of wee strokes here and there. Give that a quick try. Alright, so what I want to do here is just try and maybe drag a wee bit more detail into that. And get my white gouache. Okay, just a few more wee birds now. Okay, and if they're a bit too strong, just get the old kitchen paper, give it a wee dab. Alright, so this is just a wee quick painting, and what I'm going to do now is just pop the old signature on. Just take the tape off now. So that's my very loose interpretation of one of the pictures that was sent. So have a wee go at that, just keep it all nice and loose and see what you can come up with that. And until next week, keep painting and I'll see you soon.